And thanks for joining us tonight at 5:30. I'm Andrew Banas.
If you're in a busy place like downtown Elmira and there is an active shooter, it's not only important to know what to do during the threat, you should know what to do after it as well. If there is someone injured, you should be prepared to use a first aid kit like this one. And that's exactly where a device like the textualizer could make a big difference. If people know that police might be able to search their phones, that could encourage them not to text at all while they're driving. Now, these upgrades to the track make for better conditions for drivers, and that makes for a more exciting experience for fans. A memorial like this serves as a visual reminder of what's at stake when you pass through a construction site. After the food is prepared, it's then packed up and delivered to dozens of people in need all across the Twin Tiers. The second full day of deliberations ended exactly the same way it began, and that's without a verdict. I am here on Market Street in Corning for the start of the 7th annual Glass Fest. Whether you're the driver or the pedestrian, police say the most important thing you can do is be aware of your surroundings. Don't be distracted, and most importantly, follow the lights and the crosswalk. Are you ready if the worst happens? One retired New York State trooper is doing his part to make sure you will be. It's a moment no one wants to think about. You're shopping at the mall with family and friends when suddenly...
I heard a couple noises that sounded like a gunshot. Very loud, very, very loud.
For shoppers in Taunton, Massachusetts, this nightmare became a reality Tuesday night. A man identified as 28-year-old Arthur DeRosa crashes his car into the mall, then runs inside, stabbing 2 people.
I was shopping. I didn't know what is going on, so everybody started running, including the Macy's employee. So we started running.
The man was eventually brought down by an off-duty sheriff, but the question remains, what do you do if the worst happens? Retired New York State Trooper Tom Huffman weighs in.
The best thing to do is just put distance between yourself and the person. If you can't put distance, at least put objects in between you.
Now, in a busy place like downtown Elmira, it's impossible to predict when a dangerous situation might happen, and that's why Huffman says you should always be prepared.
It all comes down to preparation and prior planning. You have to have an idea of what you're going to do if something like that does happen. Obviously, we can't make a plan for everything, but at least have an idea.
Huffman spent 21 years as a state trooper. Now he hosts an active shooter response preparation class for the public. He says being ready is the most important step to preventing a tragedy.
It's not being paranoid, it's a good thing to know, whether it's a fire or an incident like this with a violent person.
This is Asher Terwilliger.
Hello, man. Come here.
He is the president of the Chemung County Farm Bureau, and he doesn't hold back when it comes to the state of local farming. Do you think agriculture, as we know it in New York State, in the southern tier, is it in trouble?
It don't look good, does it?
He says rising costs, including the minimum wage hike, is making it tougher for farmers to survive.
But right here in Chemung County, look how many farms we've lost. It's pathetic.
But some good news is arriving in the form of a new agricultural land assessment cap, dropping that cap for farmers from 10% to just 2%. That comes out to $23 million in savings, over $2 million of that coming right here in the southern tier.
Will it help? Absolutely it'll help.
When it comes to agriculture here in the southern tier, the #1 most important thing, according to Asher Terwilliger, is public support, and that will help keep farms like this around for generations to come.
If we can get the public to know what we're doing, and the public loves locally grown food, if we got them behind us, that's where it comes in. We want to be able to pass our farms on to more of the family. And have it still be in agriculture, still be at a farm.
Emily Andrews and Norman Carpenter are an unlikely pair of friends.
Norm is a character. He's always been such a happy-go-lucky kind of guy.
She's a senior at Mansfield University. He's an 88-year-old retired Corning worker. And despite the large gap in years, a bond has formed.
We just developed a great friendship.
Andrews is a photographer. She has spent the past few months meeting with senior citizens around the Twin Tiers, taking their pictures and collecting their stories.
There's something so incredible about connecting with people who you do and don't know, and just finding what you have in common with them and learning from them, and it's just really great.
23 people in total. Carpenter is one of them.
Well, I think it kind of re-energized me. It got my memory going and got me thinking about how things were back when I was a child.
On Wednesday, the two friends, along with Carpenter's wife Dawn, meet in Corning. For the first time, Carpenter sees the photo taken of him.
I love it.
An experience neither will forget.
It was just really incredible being able to hear more about his life and some of his experiences that I didn't know about.
Carpenter's photo, along with the others taken, will be displayed at an upcoming event. Andrew's hope is to raise awareness for elderly care, one camera click at a time.
I just wanted to be a special celebration kind of life and love, and just give a tribute to older people.